Thank you so much for joining us today. I'd like to tell you a little bit about the company that I love and support, FatPipe Networks. FatPipe was founded 28 years ago to meet an RFP request for a hybrid WAN technology for the federal government. So we built the first SD-WAN network to meet the need of the federal government. So the FBI put out an RFP, we answered that RFP, we built what we called a hybrid WAN network. We've also patented the technology. So we do kind of own the original patent rights to a lot of the hybrid technologies as well as some of the newer technologies that evolved over the years. There are other companies that provide similar technology to what we provide, but not the same way that we provide it. So most of the time when they try to do what we do, they saturate the bandwidth or there's some other impact on the network in a negative way. So when you work with FatPipe, you get the purest delivery of a hybrid WAN or SD-WAN solution as it is. Because we've been in the space for so long, we've got over 10,000 successful customer deployments. No one else can say that. That's the feather in our cap that makes you want to work with FatPipe today. Because any solution that your customer needs, we've already built it, we've already delivered it. Is there a problem? No. We've already built it, we've already delivered it, and if there's any type of development work that's necessary to meet a customer's specific case study, we've already done that work. And if not, we're willing to. So like I said, we've got over 12 patents today. We're working on number 13. Not one I can disclose at this point, but when we get there, I'll share it. I think our batteries might be dead. Ah, there we go. Oh. All right, so Gartner says that we were SD-WAN before SD-WAN was cool. So this is something we're really, really proud of because we did patent under the name hybrid WAN. But we're very well known in industry for having that original solution. We're also known for our large scale deployment. So we're able to deliver solutions in spaces where others cannot. We've been able to successfully deliver an opportunity with an 8 million simultaneous session user. We've got a 9,000 VPN connection user. We've got a 30,000 plus call center seat deployment. We've got 2.1 million BGP routes in an industrial installation. So as you can see, we're able to hit the high points on solutions that others might not be able to hit. So when you reach capacity with another provider, another option, we're the ones to go to. We're scalable up to 40 gigs and up to 15 link types. Gartner gave us a 4.8 out of 5. That's something we're super proud of. We earned that by supporting our customers like no one else can. That's the other big statement that I can make about FatPipe. You know, really every opportunity that I end up in, I see my team come together, I see them rally in support of the customer, and I see our executive team, when we get into contract negotiations, I see our executive team come with a very gracious response. More times than not, we're willing to do things that others will not. Okay, so we're kind of new to the indirect partner channel. We've been in the resale space for a really long time. So in order to make our product fit your channel need, we've built these 3 tiers of product. So we've got a standard, a real-time, and a pro. In the standard package, you get split tunneling, outbound load balancing, layer 7 policy routing rules, QoS, MPSec, auto-config, rotating IP support, a stateful firewall, threshold-based failover, and IPsec VPN. So just in layman's terms, you're going to have all your routing, you're going to have a good amount of optimization, you're going to have the ability to dig all the way down to the granular level of the packet and design your routing policies based on that packet type. So for example, you could say that all of the packets that are tagged for voice are going to follow this particular link type as long as that link is performing within this threshold, right? So you're going to have multiple link types coming through, but every time a voice packet hits the FatPipe knows it's got to go down this one performing link. Unless that link starts to degrade for some reason, if that link degrades, they'll transverse the packet type on another link. It also will create, there's an alerting system within the FatPipe that allows you to be notified anytime there's a degradation. So if your link is starting to fail before it actually fails, you're going to receive an email or an SMS notification so that you can begin the ticketing process. We can also tee that up directly to the carrier to support your tier 1. So if you have a situation where a link is starting to fail, it's the middle of the night, an email is automatically going to generate to the carrier, start the ticketing process. By the time you get in the morning, hopefully that link is already repaired. And that's the goal. The real-time package, which is the next step up, It's going to give you everything that you had in the first package, but it's also going to give you that IPsec VPN, selective encryption, sub-second failover, and advanced VLAN support. So it's still very affordable. As you'll see, it's $206 a month on average. This is good for up to 15 links, 10, 20 user environment. Depending on what the users are doing, though, you could probably support more or less, depending on what they're doing. Oh, sorry. And the Pro package includes our Smart DNS product. Smart DNS is really one of our best patents we have today. So what it does is it allows the fat pipe to perform as the authoritative domain server. Basically what that means in layman's terms is if you're trying to connect to, say, Nike.com and one of your link types drops, instead of going to a 404 screen, you're going to reconnect automatically. It'll basically bypass the root name server and connect back into the fat pipe, and you never lose your session. This is fantastic with voice calls, fantastic with any type of session-based usage. So if you've got a medical group and they're connecting with an insurance company live or they're streaming anything, they can maintain that session and the integrity of the session. And that product, full all-in enterprise product, is $436 a month. So you can see it's very, very affordable to deploy a fat pipe network today. We're well placed with interoperability because we've been in market for so long, and AT&T's been our largest reseller year to date. We are in almost every AT&T data center in the world. We also are well connected with CenturyLink, Verizon, Comcast, Windstream, pretty much everyone. We also are able to support 4G, 3G, LTE, satellite, pretty much anything that you want to connect your fat pipe to that's a digital type circuit. Like I said, we can support up to 15 link types. Of those link types, we can't support more than 4 wireless cards just because they interfere with each other. But I've not run into a solution where anyone needs more than 4. So if you did, probably our development team would try to find a way to solve that. Another big feather in our cap is our FIPS 140-2 certification. That's right there in the middle. It's my understanding we're the only ones that carry that certification. We do that so we can support 2 of our larger customers, the FBI and the Pentagon. So it's a military-grade security clearance. Military-grade security clearance that only we carry. So if you ever have a customer who's really concerned about security and someone managing their network and the security of their network, you can let them rest assured that we are definitely in this space for the right reasons. We also have interoperability with AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, and Oracle. And we're partnered on the VoIP side of the house with Avaya, RingCentral, 8x8, and quite a few others. And if you're working with a UCaaS provider and you'd like for us to lab test with them and work with them, I'd be more than glad to. In a recent lab test with RingCentral, we outperformed every single one of their other SD-WAN offerings. So they jumped at the opportunity to come on board with us. Like I said, when we provide it in the purest form, we do it better than anyone else. This is a case study of the Cowboys right now. I don't think they're on top, right? How are the Cowboys doing? I think they just lost a game. So we won't stay on this slide for very long. But we're able to deliver solutions that keep the Cowboy Stadium afloat, as well as many others. When you've got multiple link types coming in and there's just no room for downtime and it's mission critical data that you have to transverse over your network, we help you keep it up and running. Our value prop is centered around our 99.999 uptime. Really what we're doing here is we're helping you maintain the cost of ownership. We're creating an ROI here to avoid any type of downtime, any lost business revenue. We're going to allow your business to stay afloat. We're going to make sure your business stays afloat. Some use cases here on the SD-WAN side, multipath virtual private network, MPVPN as we call it, allows us to use multiple link types. So you could have an MPLS network, you could have a traditional VPN network, you could have a DIA network, all integrated together. We can encrypt the entire thing. We can selectively deliver traffic based on the link types as well as based on the packet types, based on the end user, based on the source destination. It gets very, very granular here, but we can isolate every traffic pattern within your network. That's part of the WAN optimization as well. With the WAN optimization, we can control the dedupe, we can control the caching, we can control the dedupe, the caching, and the compression of all protocol types. And we can modify that to meet your needs. With the WAN optimization, we're seeing our users optimized to about 45%. is like the starting point, and 90% is kind of where we're seeing the end cap there. So if you've got a user who's feeling like their network is bogged down and they're struggling with optimization, please talk to us. Sometimes just deploying a fat pipe can really make the difference. If you're in a situation where a customer needs more bandwidth, but there's no bandwidth available, maybe the carriers just haven't built out that CO, talk to us about WAN optimization. A lot of times we can take what they're working with now and make it work better for them and improve their environment. Symphony and IoT are mostly related to the higher bandwidth solutions on the smaller, the IoT is on the smaller devices and the interconnectivity. Warp and Extreme, very good for like single nodes. If you have a single node customer and they need to be able to tunnel QoS end to end, say they have some UCaaS and they're having some trouble with their UCaaS offering. If you deliver a fat pipe on one end of the network, we can tunnel through, deliver the QoS so that their web traffic doesn't interfere with their voice traffic, and that voice call or that web conferencing call stays consistent, stays crisp, stays clean. Also really good when you've got some inter-office management situations. So because we have the built-in firewall too, you can utilize that, and you could dedicate that specific user's voice traffic would have precedence over other users' voice traffic. So maybe your sales team's voice traffic is more important than your accounting team's voice traffic, or the other way around, however you so choose. And with the Cloud Connect and the cloud products, and our virtual instances and environments, we help you stay connected to the cloud environments that you're currently supporting today, because we're able to hold those sessions using that smart DNS as well. Some of our bragging rights, some of the larger customers in our portfolio. So the one thing that I struggled with the most when I first started selling SD-WAN was understanding how to start that conversation. So here's how I've done it. When I'm sitting with a customer and I'm looking for an opportunity for SD-WAN, I ask them to tell me about their last carrier outage. When they tell you about their carrier outage, their face turns red. They get really angry. They start telling you what a crap company the carrier was and how poorly they handled it. Find out how long they were down. If you find out how long they were down, you can ask them how it affected their business in a fiscal way. So if they lost 10% of sales, or if they lost a whole day's worth of sales, or if they're a call center, any type of environment where they have people they're paying an hourly rate to support the environment, but those people aren't able to do their jobs, that's a revenue loss as well. So if you calculate your revenue loss, and then you think about what it would cost to deploy a fat pipe, you've got a quick ROI. Now this works every time for me. These are some deeper dive questions. I'll disperse the deck. Everyone can have a copy of it after. This is to help you figure out which of our products you would want to lead with. Our engineering team can support this as well. My guys have been in their roles for 15, 18 years. They're all very tenured. They're all very versed. When I first started working with fat pipe, I was working with a reseller selling fat pipe, and I put fat pipe on a call with a customer. And the first time I put an engineer from fat pipe on with an engineer from an enterprise customer, they started speaking in a language I couldn't even understand. I've never heard so many acronyms in my entire life, and I've been in telecom for a long time, so I thought I knew them all. These guys got on the phone, and afterwards, the enterprise engineers from the enterprise customer side, were super impressed, very grateful, and couldn't wait to get a contract in hand. They wanted a proof of concept immediately, and they wanted to get moving forward. So when you have that customer that has that higher echelon of prowess, and you need someone who can support that, I've got a team behind me that I am so proud to bring to the table for you. I think it's going to make a world of impact.